crossing bridge. He's definitely going to get him down here, though, if he can just hold it around the outside. Can Legend Rosenberg. He swapped him in. He swapped him out down the inside. Oh, it's 3 wide. Jack's got the boat. Oh, he's hit him. Legend, he's done. Tyler's going to keep it. The man from Hull is going to win the British Grand Prix. Tyler's taking it. 5-second penalty, I believe. I don't know. Aaron's got with the switchback down the inside. Oh, very late switchback, but Aaron has just made one. And the FVR Season 3 World Drivers' Champion, it is Jack Redmond, ladies and gentlemen. Have to just remember, these two started on the last row of the grid. Rounding the final corner, 16W has got Pascal Bardi. He's side by side. Aaron McFall is going to win in Australia from last on the grid. Does he take it? No, he doesn't. Maybe Mac is currently on the lap of the intermediate. Now he's into the wall. Oh my, that's a... Oh my God. Jake Marsh is in race winning position. That's surely it. Oh no, Jake's crashed. Oh my goodness. Oh no. He gets it through. Florida car. Aaron McFall is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix. For 20, it's been 28 of the finest laps from the Dutchman, and all the heartbreak, it'll be swiped out the window as Liam Houseman wins the Formula Virtual Race in us time. Nicholas Graysburg will take the win on the circuit, but he's not going to take the win on the timing sheets. The Graysburg wins, Dimitri wins, Darth FIFA wins in Britain.
PMP Mac P2.
PMP Mac P2, follow. Yellow flag in sector 1, it's a Williams. It's Aaron!
Aaron.
Oh my word, I've never seen this before!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Formula Virtual Racing. That transition was cold, wasn't it? Transitioning from Aaron upside down to Dara Smith, heading through the Schlossgold here in Austria. But we're here for the Austrian Grand Prix, round number 5 of what's been a very interesting Formula Virtual Racing season so far. It is bound to be a good one. Of course, if you didn't get the message from the intro video, it is of course the 100th FVR race, and it's bound to be an absolute cracker. But, pardon me folks, as you saw on your screen, Borbine's been picked up a 5th-place grid penalty, I believe, for blocking Liam Houseman. But we're getting qualifying underway now, and joining alongside me for, well, in the 90th time now in this league, it's Brendan. How are you doing?
Doing very well. I've been here for most, if not all, of these races. There have been some exceptions, and they've been here all but once. So, tune in next week for the 100th race anniversary.
Oh yeah, it is. I've only ever missed one, meaning it's my 100th race commentating FVR on a Saturday night. What an exciting life I have! Yay! No, but I shouldn't be saying this. I've literally run this league. This is literally my league. But nevertheless, qualifying getting underway here. You can see that's Ryan McNally, who's retired. He is serving his qualifying suspension that he picked up. So he will be starting from the back of the grid. Good track to start from the back because it can get very, very messy. We were supposed to have a full grid this evening. We had 19 main drivers like the message, but everything is too good to be true. And Habib McCook hasn't showed up. But nevertheless, Dara Smith is going to set the banker time. That's a 1:04.336, and that is the time to beat. Tim Den Heyer goes into second position. That is about 0.8 of a second shy. It's then Andrew Davis who goes into third across the line. Then Lewis
Hang on, I think I've seen a raindrop.
Oh, and Brendan thinks he sees a raindrop. Everybody out on the circuit really early, which would make me think you are correct, as someone's gone round to the final corner. It's starting to rain. Qualifying is going to be literally a couple of minutes here. So that's Luke Davies who's gone to 4th. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer gone to 6th. Sam Crumpton has gone to 3rd. Across the line next, it's going to be an Alpine. That's going to be Yafin Pengulu who goes to 8th position. Aston Martin across the line next of Harley Fox. That's only starting a run. The Alpine of Viggo Anderson making his debut. That goes to 7th position, and that's Glennon who's gone to 12th. Scarborough's hit the pit wall, and it is raining. Rain is coming down here in Austria. It is go, go, go. These might be the quickest times we will see, and Dara Smith getting out on the track really early might just have taken pole position already here. Still awaiting times from Marsh, Gobadi, Houseman. As Marsh, we won't get a time from him. He's gone round, and he's into the wall, and it will be starting from the back for Jake Marsh. Liam Houseman hasn't got a proper lap in. If you just get a lap in here, you still might be able to gain a couple of spots. DRS has been disabled. Qualifying is literally going to be about 3 minutes here, folks. It could be already done by now. This could be qualifying. It could be Dara Smith who's on pole position. Tyler Pistilli wasn't able to go out for a load of laps. Just look how close it has been here in this rain-affected session. Here comes Adrian Taisha, though, heading through turn number 9 of Rinton. Taisha just looking to get a time on the board. If he can just get a time on the board at this point, it will genuinely be good enough. Yatan Bangu has been disqualified from the session. Taisha goes to 12th, 3.7 off pole. Harley Fox goes to 13th, and that is very, very close indeed. Gobadi into the pit lane. He doesn't plan on getting a lap in here. He dives into the pit lane. So does Scarborough and Houseman. Maybe potentially all running a bit of damage. But that's probably going to be pole position for Dara Smith.
I think we probably should have looked a hint when we saw Tyler Pistilli put in a lap at the not in 13 minutes. With 13 minutes left on the clock. Like he doesn't do that unless Liam was saying he was on for pole, so
I don't believe that in the slightest, may I just say. But very, very interesting proceed. A couple of guys going to try and fit the intermediate tyres by the looks of things. Adrian Taisha and Harley Fox are still out on laps. No time from Gobadi, Houseman and Scarborough. And they are going to want to get out on track to just get a lap on the board, because if they get a lap on the board, they'll start in front of Ryan McNally. They may start in front of Jake Marsh, because 14 seconds can definitely be beaten. He's going to improve now by a second, as there's no front wing. Everyone's practically retiring. Scarborough's retired. He's not even going to give it a go. If I was Avesta Gobadi or Liam Houseman, though, I'm going back out on track. Unless there is rain in the race or something and they want to save their intermediates. But if I'm someone who hasn't got a lap in yet, which is Gobadi and Houseman because everyone else is retired, I'm going straight back out. Yeah, Pistilli's out, and so is Jonathan Jurgensmeyer on the intermediates. This is very, very confusing situations here in qualifying. But pole has already been decided. It's Dara Smith and Lewis McWilliam front row.
Yeah. Let's do what we normally do, and that is check the Luke Davies stream for... let's see, well, we didn't really get to see much because immediately out... Luke was. But just get even half a glimpse here.
It's very interesting. I'm trying to get a bit of a weather report on it as well. Well, I'm not. I'm sending the stream link to the Discord, but we'll try and get a weather report on it now. But I'm surprised why Avesta and Liam haven't gotten back out yet, because if Liam Houseman goes back as well, he'll get 2 positions. And I mean, even if you just toddle around and just clock a time on the board, you'll be doing better than those that have retired. Ryan McNally, though, he'll be chuffed, because he's serving a qualifying ban, and he is still only 15th.
Yeah, it's worked out alright for him, because he didn't have to worry about that Chaos Fest that was the start of qualifying. And he's now technically 15th, and well, given that 2 people are retired, that's disqualified, and then 2 others haven't been able to set laps. He's 15th, and he hasn't even had to do anything.
Yeah, he's not had a bad day, and he's ahead of 2 people who have retired. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer really struggling with the conditions.
There's rain at the start of the race. Rain at the start of the race.
There is rain at the start of the race. Okay.
But it's to dry up around the 10-minute mark. Wait.
Seemingly, the rain. Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing. Seemingly, this rain in qualifying is meant to actually clear up towards the end of the session. So I think we're going to have to watch all 9 minutes and 50 seconds of this anyways. But yeah, which would make me believe that it is, considering there's still so many people who haven't retired yet. Because there's been no retirements from anyone inside the top 12. Jake Marsh is saying, why did I retire? It's going to dry again. So it is going to dry again here in qualifying. This is very interesting. This is an unusual start to the day. If you're unsure...
Liam didn't go out.
Yeah, probably. If you're unsure to what's happening here, basically, we had a dry start to qualifying. The rain has come down, and we're going to have a dry finish. But Brendan, I still don't think we're going to see a lot of improvements on lap, unless your name is like Jonathan Jurgensmeyer or Andrew Davis or something, because the track will still have to dry. It's not going to dry a lot in about 8 minutes when the rain is still pouring.
Only thing that might save is the fact Austria is a small enough track. If it dries quickly enough, you might get round for maybe 2 push laps that would allow, or like an outlap, a second like push warm-up lap, and then go, because it might work. But that'll need to apply that this rain clears up with time for you to try that.
Oh, this is interesting. This is a very peculiar start to a race. I suppose weekend, you could say. Obviously, it's not a weekend.
Temperature leader's out on the inters, so...
Oh, Habib's joined. He's going to be very confused, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be very confused, thinking, why is everyone saying 104s and 105s if...
the track's wet.
Yeah.
He's going to be very, very puzzled. Well, I mean, we're equally as puzzled here in the commentary box. It is meant to dry up towards the end of the session, seemingly. I don't know the weather conditions in the race. We will find that out because we have a formation lap, thankfully, here. It's not a guessing game like in some other leagues. But it's now just a waiting game to see, will this session dry up or not, and can more people get times on the board? As of now, it's Dara Smith on pole, Lewis McWilliam in second position, and Tyler Pistilli in third. They're the tires, of course. Everyone set their laps on softs, the intermediates, as those who are out on track. Sam Crumpton in fourth, followed by Tim Den Heyer. Really good result for Tim. He's going to hope this doesn't actually dry up. He's hoping that it stays like this. Championship leader Luke Davies starts sixth. Viggo Anderson starts in seventh, followed by Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in eighth position. Andrew Davis in ninth, and then Bob Yoon starting in 10th. Adrian Teiche in 11th. Good result for Harley Fox if this all stays the same in 12th. It's in the two Ferraris of Glennon and Marsh. It's then Ryan McNelly, Habib Makouk. Habib is actually... He's actually going to be ahead of Avesta and Liam if they don't get laps in. But then it is Avesta Gobadi, Liam Houseman, and then Jake Scarborough and Yathan Panguru. And Jake and Jake are going to be kicking themselves for retiring. Because people are saying it is meant to dry up. We don't really know. All we know is that this could be a peculiar 6 minutes and 20 seconds. It's been a peculiar 18 minutes overall. As I gotta say, if we got these conditions for qualifying, it would have been a really interesting session. There's a lot of guys struggling here in this wet conditions. But it doesn't matter, because they're not going to improve on their times as of now anyways.
Yeah, it's all a bit inconsequential right now. Whenever, let's say, range of the race. Well, then this might matter a little more. Because the most important thing in the West is actually feel and comfort. Because if you feel the car has the grip and the balance you need for how wet it is, it'll then show in your driving. You'll be able to move up the field or just hold the place.
Jake saying I didn't really check the weather, I just saw others were retiring and did mistake obviously. I don't think it is a mistake, Jake. I can't see any times being improved here. The track is still way too wet. And it is still raining with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. I can't see any improvements. Although there is actually an improvement, as Liam Houseman now goes to 14th. He gets a lap on the board, so he actually does beat 2 cars. He beats 3 cars. 4 cars, actually. So he's gone from what would be 18th to 14th. Is there someone else improved? I think they might have. No, they haven't. But yeah, Liam Houseman then does get a lap on the board. We're waiting on Habib Makouk and Avesta Gobadi to get a lap on the board. Avesta will get it on now. Is it quicker than what Liam Houseman can set? It won't be. He goes slower than Jake Marsh and Habib Makouk heading up towards turn number 4 now. He's going to give it his best bet. But this might be the only qualifying session I've ever commentated on where those we are looking at are in 16th, 18th and 14th.
Yeah, everything just being a little bit pear-shaped, let's say. It's all just kind of go a little bit haywire or off-kilter.
And now it is important that Avesta can improve as well, and Habib Makouk, because Borbjorn, of course, has a 5-place grid penalty. So they're going to want to try to capitalise on that. Yeah, Hausman's in that, but Gobadi isn't. Jake Marsh is in it at the minute. And Isavesta improving on this run. He's improving by 1/10 of a second. Needs a good few more seconds. The thing about Jake is he set his lap when the track wasn't actually fully wet.
But Jake also managed to bin on that lap.
Yeah, he did bin it on that lap, but still the rest of the track was significantly quicker. Habib Makouk does beat him. He goes to 15th position. What about Avesta Gobadi? What can he do? He dives into the pit lane. That's an odd one. Thought he might have tried to
maybe
beat Luke, Liam and Habib.
Avesta, that's not really the way you go into this pit, but good move.
Yeah, it's qualifying.
Either way, I think we might just take a gamble on soft or something.
Yeah, but it is still raining with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. This track is not drying up. That is just how the world works, folks. That evaporation is not that quick. Formula 1 cars cannot create a dry line. Now, if we had Jake and Chloe in the commentary box with us, we could probably get a little bit of a physics lesson. Not this. Would it be classed as physics? I suppose so. It's how the world works. Excuse me once again, folks. I do have a mute button on my microphone. I should think about pressing it. As Sam Crumpton goes for a bit of a spin on the exit of the Nicky Lauda curve. While we're sat here, let's give you a look at your championship standings before round number 5. Luke Davies, of course, leads after an impressive Monaco Grand Prix. He, of course, has 73 points. Dara Smith in second with 61. Lewis McWilliam, with his win in Monaco, comes back into the top 5 and promotes himself to P3, tied on points with Sam Crumpton on 40. And then Borbune, of course, with an impressive season so far on 37. But yeah, it stopped raining now. Are we going to get back onto slicks? Once again, I'm highly doubtful, but we might do. Someone might risk it, someone might have a gamble. There's nobody out on track on slicks now, though. They're going to probably even save those tyres for the race, as Lewis now retires, so obviously feels this track will not dry up.
Well, I suppose if you want to try, may as well try now.
Chloe has just said, what a wonderful waste of everyone's time. I agree. This was a dreadful qualifying session. It was good for the first 3 minutes, actually. But now we just have cars doing wet practice when we might not even have rain in the race. If we have rain in the race, this was very strategical from a few people, but I'm not sure we do.
It'll be very funny when we just get rain for one singular lap in the race, and then like on the first lap, everyone just dives into the pits after.
I'd love that though. That'd be good actually. If we had like a slicks start in the rain, it would cause absolute chaos. I'd severely regret saying I'd enjoy it after the race, but it would be very, very funny. Here comes Sam Crumpton trying a move on Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, or is that of Escobadi potentially, heading in towards turn 4, clean round the outside. Absolute unbelievable move from Sam Crumpton. He's worked that one really well. Yes, I'm commentating on battling and qualifying. There's a minute to go, folks. Don't worry, it's almost over.
They always want to run the outside now. Jurgensmeyer trying to respond.
Look at this around the outside. This is a great move from the Mercedes. Is it Jonathan or is it Sam? It is Jonathan. Just want to give them all their fair credits. And the car behind them, that is the AlphaTauri of Andrew Davis. So he's obviously
This is almost perfect for position as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that battle for P8 and 9. This is actually a battle for P8 as well. Sam's a bit more up the road. Maybe he's a lap ahead. Jake saying, I think it's a fundamental level quantum thermodynamics, which I don't know an awful lot about. The fact you could spell that word correctly in your first try beats me. Unfortunately, these three do all go on for another lap, with 15 seconds to go here in qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. Avesta, is he still in the push lap? He's going to have one more go at it, and this is actually probably a crucial qualifying lap for Avesta, because he wants to try and beat Habib Makouk. That's his goal.
Yeah, if he does that,
means... hold on. Even more interesting. Liam's tried slicks and he's invalidated at turn number 1.
Oh, nice, Liam. Very proud of you. I think someone did try. Well, let's see what could have been here. No, this is not looking like a good idea.
Oh no, the track's way too wet. Absolute way too wet. Is Avesta still improving? I imagine he is, because his lap was atrocious. And the track is in better
for
nick.
Avesta right now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good conditions now. Bit of a wobble heading through Ronchier. He's up by 2.1 seconds. There's not a bad job from Avesta Gobadi if he can find a bit more time. Heading through the final sector, he might be promoted. But it was literally the man who got his lap on the board first that takes pole position, Dara Smith. He likes to go out early in qualifying. Oh, there's a weaving Alfa Romeo that doesn't want to be hit on Avesta, and Avesta does. Avesta goes to 14th, so Avesta does improve. Past
Early beat Chloe was 6.
He nearly did. Ooh, Chloe, you have just about survived that one. But ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing that qualifying has been concluded. And that was a big lap from Avesta as well, because that now puts him an extra position up as well, due to Bune's time penalty. Dara Smith takes pole position though, with a pole lap of 1:04.334. Lewis McWilliam goes to second, followed by Tyler Pistilli in third, Sam Crumpton in fourth, followed by Timden Hire in fifth position, Luke Davies in sixth, followed by Viggo Anderson in seventh, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in 8th, Andrew Davis 9th, and Borbune in 10th. And down the order, it is Adrian Taisha, Harley Fox, Lily Glennon, Avesta Gobadi, Habib McCook, Liam Houseman, Jake Marsh, Ryan McNally, Jake Scarborough, and Yathan Panguru. And I believe I'm correct in saying that the first race and the 100 race have both had Irish pole sitters. I'm sure Brendan will tell me
yes,
that I'm
wrong.
right. No, I'm actually right for once. Wow, that's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a brief moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Red Bull Ring here in the Styrian Hills. We are here for the Austrian Grand Prix and the 100th race in Formula Virtual Racing history. It's the 4.312 kilometre, 2.683 mile circuit that is the challenge for our drivers today. 10 corners that have been designed by Herman Tilke in one of his first expeditions into ruining our beloved sport. An average pit lane loss of 16.1 seconds, with the second highest elevation change in the Formula 1 calendar. That's 16.5 metres. Obviously second to Spa-Francorchamps. The A1 Ring here, as it used to be called, hosted 7 Formula 1 races between 1997 and 2003, and of course we returned here in 2014 in what has been a very interesting track on the Formula 1 World Championship calendar. It's hosted season openers here in FVR, but is here to host round number 5 of this year's championship. And we head back to the on-track action now, where sunny skies are over the Styrian Hills. In terms of strategy, it is hard compound tires for your top 6 mediums, then for Viggo, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, Andrew Davis, and Adrian Taisha, Harley Fox, Glennon and Gobadi going for the hards, McCook on the mediums, Borbune's gone for the hards, as well as Houseman on the mediums, Jake Marsh on the hards, Ryan McNally on the mediums, and then Scarborough and Panguru on the hards. Brendan, who wins this one?
Well, mind you, this qualifying didn't really give us that much. However, it's pointed to us probably a duel between Dara Smith and Lewis McWilliams, so both two very experienced drivers in general, but in terms of FVR, it's two-time champion versus a pot of one-time winners, so you'd have to say it's going to be a duel between these two, and to be honest, I can't really tell you who it will be, but probably will be one of them two.
Well, it's where Red Bull had a very interesting race last season. McWilliam taking the win, Pistilli won the sprint. No sprint race here, of course, as we're just waiting for Yathin Panguru to line us up on the grid. Him and the Alfa Romeo of Jake Scarborough. The run up to turn number 1, the Nicky Lauda curve awaits. 2, 3, 4, 5, red lights. And we go racing for the 100th time here in Austria. Really good start from Lewis McWilliam. He's up alongside Smith in towards the Nicky Lauda curve. Pistilli defending from Sam Crumpton. He's turned it side to Sam Crumpton. Lewis McWilliam leads the Austrian Grand Prix. Pistilli's been pushed on the grass, heading up the hill towards turn number 3. Dara Smith still looking to attack in towards the right-hander, diving up the inside of the Scotsman. Side by side at the apex. It's a block pass. They've both gone off the circuit. Sam Crumpton trying to work his way through. Dara Smith's made contact. Crumpton tucks into the slipstream with McWilliam, heading down towards the slosh goal at turn number 4. He leads the Austrian Grand Prix from 4th on the grid. Tyler Pistilli diving up the inside. McWilliam's been shoved onto the grass. Smith and Davies go through. There's contact between Anderson and McWilliam, and they've now got really antsy in towards turn number 6 of Rouge. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer works his way through on Viggo Anderson as well, heading in towards the tricky middle sector. But Sam Crumpton leads the Austrian Grand Prix. What a hectic race start that one was. Smith and McWilliam both going off the circuit, potentially under investigation by the post-race stewards. But what an interesting race start here in Austria. This is really building up to be a good one. Scarborough looking at the inside of Harley Fox. That one wasn't going to work out. Pistilli still on the back of Dara Smith. McWilliam's fallen into 5th position. Your biggest gainer on the opening lap. Well, that was your race leader, mixed amongst others. That was, actually now, it was Yathan Penguru, who's heading up the hill. That's Scarborough, who's gone round, I think. That is Jake Scarborough. And Yathan Penguru's been caught up and stuff, so unfortunately for Yathan, it's not worked out too well. Pistilli has a bit of a wobble. Lewis McWilliam looking to try, go alongside Luke Davies now. Lewis does not see Luke as a threat in this championship. Luke certainly sees Lewis as one, as Lewis is trying to go for the both of them up the inside of Pistilli. There's contact! Contact between the former teammates for the second time in this championship. Lewis McWilliam tried to dive Luke Davies and Pistilli. There was no real room there. He was trying a bit of an audacious send. He's fallen to 9th in this Grand Prix. It's all gone wrong from the race start for the mighty Scotsman.
And in a weird twist of events now, we've got Crumpton leading. However, I must ask, McWilliam, I think he saw that himself. Whether he was out of necessity to avoid the 5 seconds, or wait,
someone's gone again. Someone's gone really off. Apart from McWilliam, McWilliam's gone off and lost a few spots. Lewis McWilliam, has he lost his cool once again? He lost it on Paul Ricard. He doesn't want to lose it here. He's now behind Luke Davies, his teammate, in Bourview. As there's someone gone round at the back. That's Habib Makuka actually who's gone round. The Williams of Habib Makuka spun on the exit of the Nicky Lauda curve, as that's Jake Scarborough into the pit lane. Still 20 runners in this one, which I'm surprised, honestly, because usually when you have 20 cars diving in towards turn number 1 here in Austria, you do get a few hiccups. That is actually Lewis McWilliam gone again. He's beached it. McWilliam is stuck.
He's going to have to reset.
He's going to have to reset the track here, and he has. That'll be perfectly okay. There's no other.
And Beats
answer that.
Went off.
Yeah, Habib Makuka came way too hot into that corner, and I think he's absolutely smoking his rears.
I think this must be one of the most bizarre first couple of laps I've ever seen. And McWilliam, he's just got to relax it now, because it looks like it's just mistake piling onto mistake.
Yeah, it's been a horrid opening 4 laps for Lewis McWilliam. Habib Makuka's actually crashed. That's on the exit of the slosh goal, and that'll bring you a first appearance from Virtual Paint Mainlander here today. That is the safety car out. That'll help Lewis a bit. He can just have a few laps to calm down even, because he's obviously got inside his own head once again. And that's the last thing he wants. He's in 18th position. Needs to try come back, as Habib Makuka becomes your first retirement. He had nothing but an awful opening couple of laps here. Sam Crumpton will be disappointed. He pulled out a pretty healthy gap over the second placement, Dara Smith.
Jake. That's just this year taken back into this, but now we're going to be gone.
That'll be Scarborough to the foot of the field once we go restarting, because of course you can't serve that on the safety car. You gotta wait until we go green flag running once again. This will be interesting from a strategy perspective. I imagine most will stay out, but somebody on the mediums might gamble it. Maybe if your name's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. No, he stays out. Obviously got to be
Scarborough, I reckon, should gamble.
Yeah, probably
if you've
should.
Got that drive-through, you've got to try something.
Yeah, you should probably go for a set of softs even and just see. But no, seems like everybody's staying out. You got to be very careful, of course, of that white line. You're not allowed to cut that. as Yaffa Panguru is going to carry on. Well, then Harley Fox, no, he's going to carry on as well. What about Lewis? This will be interesting. There we go. There's the call being made. Lewis McWilliam into the pit lane. He's going to try something different. We'll stay on board with the Red Bull and see what he goes for. I suppose this is a good call because he could do it trying something else as he breaks for the pit lane. No speeding.
Maybe if he wants to just switch, then switch back.
He's gone for the
It would
mediums.
give him strategical freedom. However, whether that he'd be catching the safety car too early to do that is actually a whole other story.
Jake Scarborough carries on, so the man who's third in the championship, the double champ, Lewis McWilliam, is now at the... Oh no, he's not at the front of the field, never mind. Scarborough, for some reason, has slowed down. And Lewis comes out in 18th. Maybe a medium to the end of the race might be a good idea for Lewis, because the thing here is everybody else in front hasn't pit, meaning everybody's going to have to make one more stop. He may as well just do medium to the end of the race now.
Yeah. You'd wonder if that's... I'm very sure they'll designate FVR safety car driver at this point so that Willingburn mainline manager to do it off
Probably
against
should.
Wonderlanders. Definitely do.
No, he's the bring the safety car out driver according to Liam Houseman. He also never drove an Aston Martin. When it's the Mercedes we can say it's one. But he never drove an Aston Martin, so that's just wrong. Maybe it's a legend.
Yeah.
Aston Martin's the most decorated driver. Look, this isn't a discussion we're going to get into. But
anyways,
because we're bound to insult somebody. As Thomas has said, Lucas' IQ is next level. I'm not sure.
Are you sure about that?
I was going to say I'm not sure if that's sarcasm or not from Thomas May. In terms of the Luke, Lewis and Pistilli move, I would love to see another perspective of that one, because it was a real weird move. I'm not sure who's to blame, and I'm certainly not going to blame anyone now, but it's an interesting one. Lewis actually can confirm he did get an illegal overtake, so he had to let Sam Crumpton through, I think, because he did go off the circuit to pass Dara Smith.
So it was basically a snowball effect of terrible events.
He said himself, he got ping-ponged by the entire grid, and he literally did, to be fair. Whether it was his own fault or not, he got absolutely sent down to the back of the grid. But safety car is in this lap, so we get to see some more racing action, and it'll be Sam Crumpton who's going to lead us away. Sam has got very close to his first FVR race win on so many occasions. Actually won it across the line on Paul Ricard, but did get a penalty for an incident with Liam Houseman. So this will be a good opportunity for Sam Crumpton to pick up his win. Hong Fee's picked up a 5-second time penalty for collision with Adrian Teicher. Sam has got pedal to the metal, and we go racing once again here in Austria. Pistilli looking to attack Dara Smith, heading in towards turn number 1. Is he close enough for an attack? No, he's got to try and get this one up the hill, that's for sure. He's got a better exit than Dara Smith and now tucks into the slipstream. No DRS activated just yet. Lewis McWilliam already making moves. He's got past Harley Fox. That's for 17th. He's looking to try and work his way back up the field. Pistilli braking late but not able to make a move work. Down the back of the pack, that's Houseman up the inside of Jake Marsh. Actually, he's got better tyres than Marsh, so he's going to try something. Lewis McWilliam and Harley Fox still trying to attack. Ryan McNally's got a much better exit here, and it looks like Pistilli may potentially attack Dara Smith. Dara Smith ran wide through the slosh goal. Tyler Pistilli sees his way through, and Pistilli up to second position, still weaving, trying to get a bit of tyre temperature potentially in. Doesn't have the hards up to full temperature just yet. Marsh and Borbune though still side by side here. Borbune on the inside, Jake Marsh trying to hang it around the outside of this corner, and it looks like Ryan McNally's trying to hang it at the inside. Oh, this is close stuff between the two. McNally's gone round in the background. Borbune and Marsh just avoid contact, and Jake Marsh gets the spot for 11th position over Borbune. Sam Crumpton leads your restart lap though by 0.8 of a second and sets the fastest lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. Liam Houseman's picked up a penalty, as that is Glennon and Panguru both round. Maybe contact between the two actually, because that is the Ferrari sent spinning, heading through turn number 9 of Rindt, apologies, as well as the German of Yafin Panguru. This has been a really messy race so far. We may see some post-race penalties potentially, but that of course is all yet to be decided. Adrian Taisha is running in a really good spot here, and he's actually trying to launch an attack on the World Championship leader, Luke Davies. He's trying to avenge his teammate here by the looks of things in Austria.
Yeah, it seems like at the moment, however, seems like Crumpton already pulling out that gap. So if this is, I was saying it was going between Smith and McWilliam, but this is kind of blow a spanner in the works and things, because clearly Sam Crumpton and Tyler Pastilli have decided we don't really like the script today, let's just change it.
Yeah, the script writers here at Formula Virtual Racing are very creative at the best of times. They've obviously decided, you know, we fancy something interesting. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is attacking Luke Davies because, I was going to say because he wants an extra position, but he is attacking Luke Davies here. No, he's not attacking Luke Davies, he's ahead of Luke Davies. I don't know what I'm waffling about, apologies. I was trying to fix a stream setting while saying that. Jurgensmeyer's run completely wide, but he's got a much better exit than Luke. Lewis McWilliam gets past Liam Houseman for 13th position. But what I was trying to say is Jonathan Jurgensmeyer attacking the podium here. Of course, remember, this is where he took his first and only Formula Virtual Racing podium last season. Jake and Tim Den Heyer side by side here. Tim Den Heyer's come out the worst off it, and now Borbune diving up his inside, and the two Dutchmen still side by side. Borbune side by side with quite a lot of cars here today. By the looks of things, is Den Heyer going to sweep it around the outside? Oh, that's a good move from Tim Den Heyer.
William looking for the Spain.
Lewis has snuck his way through. The Red Bullman is up and into 12th position. Good recovery this so far from Lewis McWilliam at this rate. Maybe he still stands a chance at winning, as that is Avesta Gobadi who's gone round. So that is one Mercedes round. That's Avesta who's fallen to 40.
Oh, so not great. And that's Marsh round as well. And yeah, that's
here comes Dara Smith. Here comes Dara Smith attacking for second position. I say attacking. He's already through and past Tyler Pastilli. Pastilli's run wide. May have Jonathan Jurgensmeyer looking to attack, and Luke Davies. Jonathan, of course, is on better tyres than these top three, and Luke behind him. So we got to keep an eye on that as well. Jonathan may potentially fall off in the second part of the race. But there is no give in this one. It is a very difficult race clearly here for these drivers. A lot of mistakes. It's Borbune just defending from Liam Houseman.
I'd say though, Adrian Taishi in 6th. Doing a very good job there.
He's doing an excellent job. He's doing really well in 6th. And if Adrian can hold this throughout the race, this will be a very impressive result from Adrian. He's got good results like that before, but just the nature of this one would be very impressive. He's doing a good job for Red Bull. He's doing a very good job, and he's holding up a few cars here for Lewis McWilliam to latch on to the back of. Here comes Luke Davies trying to attack Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. This is for 4th position. Some crucial World Championship points potentially for Luke Davies, because Dara Smith is outscoring him as of now. Up the inside goes to McLaren. Jurgensmeyer's got a much better exit. Jurgensmeyer's going to keep this one potentially. Luke Davies dives into the slipstream. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer tactically maybe stayed behind, because he now is the DRS. Is Luke going to attack it back into the slosh goal? Big send up the inside from Luke Davies. This is not really what we see from Luke, but he's trying it. You can see them still side by side in front. Not going to work out. Andrew Davis and Adrian Taisha. Oh, Adrian's lost a couple of spots. Vigo and Andrew side by side here in towards Roche and in towards the Worth curve, but it's not going to work out. And Andrew Davis gonna have to stay in 7th, but Adrian's lost a handful of spots there. He's down to 8th, and Liam Houseman and Borbune side by side. Borbune seems to just being catched in this sector every time. He obviously needs to reinvent his line heading through turn number 6 and 7.
Yeah, it just seems to be a weak spot for him, and that's where people are able to get past him. As well, William, he's now been able to latch himself onto this group earlier than expected, thanks to the Alpine and Adrian fighting.
Here comes Luke Davies. Second time attempt for Luke up the inside here. He's tactically stayed behind for the DRS. It's not worked out. You can see Andrew Davis with a big send in the background as well. He's gone up and past Viggo Anderson. Has Luke kept his spot this time? He's got a much better exit. Is Jonathan Jurgensmeyer close enough to launch an attack into the slosh gold? He's going to sit behind, and that is Luke Davies successfully up to 4th, but they've lost DRS of Tyler Pastilli in front. 3.4 seconds is the gap now, and those front three are really bolting away here. This battle for 6th position, still developing. Here comes Lewis McWilliam trying to run it around the outside of Vigo. Oh, that's a splendid move from Lewis. He does have slightly better tyres, but that is still a piece of skill from Lewis McWilliam. Harley Fox picking up a penalty, and it looks like Andrew Davis is struggling as well. And oh, I do have to say, I think that's Adrian Taisha who's gone round. His teammates picked up another spot, but Adrian losing spots fast where he has had a bit of a spin. Oh no, more contact! He's on the outside of Gobadi, and Adrian into the wall. Somehow not out of this race. That Red Bull is made of titanium. He's come straight into the pit lane, meaning he may pick up a penalty for it. And it's all falling to shreds for Adrian Taisha.
Oh dear. Talk about getting it from bad to worse. You lose 2 spots, then you lose it. You're winning.
That's right,
So
McNally retiring from the race. Williams with a double DNF. Williams and Vibes last season. It's Williams and Cries this season, because they've had nothing but horrendous performances, and it's now a double DNF, 19th and 20th here in the Austrian Grand Prix, and not even a sign of looking like having good pace. McNally with his qualifying ban, of course. Habib didn't join until the middle of qualifying, and now it's very lacklustre here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Heading on to lap number 14 of this one though, Sam Crumpton still leads, this top 3 still very nip and tuck. Lewis McWilliam though is onto the back of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, and he's recovering this race phenomenally. Absolute phenomenal comeback from Lewis as of now. He is up to 6th here on lap 14, as that yellow flag is just for Ryan McNally's car. Is Dara Smith close enough to launch an attack on Sam Crumpton? No, he is not. He's going to have to wait and see. The ideal pit lap of hard tyres here is lap 18. It's the overcut that is ideal here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Maybe we will see Dara Smith utilise that to try get past Sam Crumpton.
By the way, just for note, Aston Martin and Williams have not scored a point this season yet. We're obviously here around 5.
Wow.
Houseman is in the points at the moment, but he's got penalties, so you'd be thinking, unless Houseman's able to start pushing on, I think that record could end up staying.
Yeah, it's not been good from both those teams this season. It has been very underwhelming, especially from Houseman and McNally, who were 2, I say split 1 drivers. If you don't know what we mean, it was just for the draft system. They were in the top 10. You'd expect potentially some better results. There goes Vigo. He's up to 7th, and he's past Andrew Davis. Another who's having an absolute howler. We'll actually come to that in a second, because Dara Smith takes the race lead here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Sam Crumpton is going to try and attack back here. Will he get the DRS? He will, but he's Tyler Pistilli attacking as well. Looks like Vigo spun in the background. Here comes Sam Crumpton to the outside of the Haas Formula 1 car. The 2 Ferrari powered engines side by side here. Dara Smith is going to hold the lead, or is he? Sam Crumpton still on the outside. Tyler Pistilli looking to potentially take advantage of this one. Sam Crumpton back on the inside. Oh, that's a great move from the Brit. He's got through, heading in towards turn 6. Crumpton holds his lead here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Excellent racing between the pair.
Well, it's my first, not an Irish person fighting, and I'm trying to facilitate of an entirely different continent trying to pants. However, with Luke and Lewis, they could start catching this trio if they are too focused on themselves.
Which they will be. I can guarantee that. Lewis is going to be way too focused on Luke here. But he's going to try and get the run on him. We're going to stay with this leader battle, because it seems like Dara Smith wants to pit in the lead of this race. Oh, Sam Crumpton! Oh, he broke way too early there. He was trying to get the DRS. That could have been a nasty accident. He was definitely trying to get the DRS, as there is Lewis McWilliam up the inside of Luke Davies. He's made that one fairly simple. Here comes Sam Crumpton attacking Dara Smith once again for the race lead. Is Dara going to hang it on the inside? No, Sam Crumpton hangs it around the outside and holds his race lead. Is Pistilli able to attack Dara Smith here? Oh, he's on the grass. Oh, this is risky from Tyler Pistilli. Very lucky not to make contact with Dara Smith. Very, very lucky indeed. He was bobbling over the grass. He wanted to try take that position in a very, very unorthodox way. It didn't work out. But Sam Crumpton still leads here in the Austrian Grand Prix, but that could have been dangerous. as Smith is actually into the
McWilliam
pit lane.
joining
Pastilli's
this
got to be
very
careful here.
still.
Pastilli's got to be very careful. He's hit the back of the Haas and he's lost big time. Got to be very careful with pit entries like that. Dara Smith trying the undercut. Yellow flag in the middle sector. That's Andrew Davis who's gone round for AlphaTauri. But Lewis McWilliam made that move fairly simple on Luke Davies by the looks of it. There's just a huge pace advantage on board that Red Bull now.
Yeah, the mediums really working well. I think the hards could probably be okay at this stage, but I think Williams just got that much pace at the moment. See, Tyler Pastilli, want to just push into that 1 second gap, because once you get that, you latch on, and otherwise, you'll be very much at risk of being caught with in the catch-22 of whether to just. Well, you could end up behind McWilliam as well as Smith and Crumpton.
Well, lap 17 out of 36, and this is just getting more interesting. The gap between Crumpton and Pastilli has really extended due to Tyler having to slow down. Due to Dara Smith entering the pit lane, is Sam going to try cover off Dara Smith? No, he's going to carry on, do another lap. Pastilli, is he going to dive into the pit? Oh, he is. I'm going to hope no one's just watched this pit entry, because if somebody reports that, there may potentially be a bit of trouble. But Pastilli is into the pit lane. Let's see what tyres he's going to go for. It's going to be the mediums, but still, let's see. It will be, of course, the mediums for the Canadian. Where's he going to come out in relation to Dara Smith? As Dara had an okay outlap, he boxed into clean air, which may be crucial for him. Tyler Pastilli, you can see there on your right hand side, but has a shorter run through the first corner, and Dara Smith is going to be well ahead here. Tyler Pastilli lost loads of time. Tyler Pastilli may be under threat from Avesta Badi here, who is yet to pit in this race, but Avesta Badi's going to try and go clean round the Canadians outside. This is the last thing Pastilli wants, is somebody to get in his way. Avesta tries the up and under, tries the old switcheroo. That's a lovely little move from Avesta. Real smart play there from him. Unfortunately, the camera angle we've been given is terrible to watch it. But Pastilli's going to out-drag the Mercedes into the slosh gold, and Tyler Pastilli now has his tyres up to temperature. He'll stay in 10th in this one, which is of course 3rd place provisionally.
Yeah, so it's not too bad for Pastilli then.
And Sam's in.
So,
So Sam Crumpton in. Lewis McWilliam will lead this race. He is just hoping for a safety car. Sam versus Dara Smith is going to be a really interesting one here though, as Jake Marsh dives into the pit lane as well. So does Jonathan Jurgensmeyer and Vigo. But Jake is in. Here comes Dara Smith. Where is he going to be in relation to Sam Crumpton? It's the fastest lap of the race. There on your right hand side of your screen you can see Sam Crumpton. We'll get a very good view on the exit of the pits. There's the Alfa Romeo exiting the pit lane now. Here he is, side by side exactly, with Dara Smith heading up the hill in towards turn number 4 of Remus. Dara Smith leads the Austrian Grand Prix ahead of Sam Crumpton. This is a real good result for Dara Smith if he can hold this, but Sam will have the fresher tyres. Oh, hasn't this just worked out beautiful? Look who's in front of Dara Smith. It's his Haas teammate of Tim Den Heyer, who's going to give Smith some slipstream. And now, obviously, try hold up Sam Crumpton, who's almost piled into the back of him. Sam broke really late, was compromised, and now Tyler Pastilli is through and in towards 2nd position provisionally. Look at this one. Tim Den Heyer just positioning his car perfectly. Pastilli's going to try go to the ends side of both of them. Oh, this is risky from Tyler Pastilli. He spun round Tim Den Heyer. That was almost an obvious crash. He spun round Tim Den Heyer, trying to go there on the outside of both of them. I think Den Heyer just stuck to his apex. I think Pastilli could be in a bit of trouble for that one potentially.
yeah. From the immediate look, it seemed like he'd bit off a little more than he could chew. However, I'll have to just look at that one again, because sometimes the angles might be a little tricky. As that's Dara passport view, so now Pastilli is going to have a car in between.
Oh, but he's going to try and keep his McLaren in. This is obviously trying to save a bit of time for his teammate Luke Davies. But Dara Smith, that's all worked out very nicely for him, because now Pastilli and Sam Crumpton are out of DRS. Sam's had a horrible outlap, which has cost him a lot of time. Houseman up the inside of Jurgensmeyer. This is the hard tyre battle, and that is Liam Houseman who's got the job done. That's a spin out of the pits for Glennon, who goes spinning round once again. And there's going to be a Ferrari trying to get back on the circuit. Just ease on the power. You just ease it on. And there we go, the Ferrari's off and going again. But while one Ferrari's losing spots, another Ferrari gains a spot. He's up past the Alfa Romeo as your front two are into the lead of this race. And Dara Smith will once again inherit the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. But this will be an interesting fight between Davies and McWilliam. I think Lewis may have it. So this might not be the best result for Luke Davies in terms of the championship, as he's going to fall right down. Avesta into the pit lane now as well. Is Luke going to come out ahead of Jonathan Jurgensmar? Yes, he definitely is, and so is Lewis. Lewis going to come out 2.7 behind Borbune, as here comes Sam Crumpton attacking Tyler Pistilli, trying to toy for the DRS. He's sat behind, and he's now going to try and get the launch on Pistilli. Pistilli's got a much better exit. Pistilli is very good out of turn 3 is what I'm getting. And yeah, Sam, really poor exit after taking the tactical DRS. He now sits behind as Liam Houseman trying to protect Jonathan Jurgensmar. Liam is looking to get rid of that 0 on his points total. Jurgensmar going to have something else to say about that. He goes around the outside, defends instantly to the inside, forces Liam now to the outside, and that's and Liam's round. Liam has got on the power too early. Got to get it flicked around real quick and just continue on, because he could still be in the points. No, he's fallen out of it.
Wow.
Oh, it's another error for Liam Houseman that he will not want.
Yeah, it just seems like this season it's not really got off to the start that last season did, where he did pick up 2 victories in the first 4 rounds, and 2 consecutive victories at that, round 3 and 4. Obviously, the wheels came off a little after that one. It seems like the wheels have not even been put on this season, because no points. It isn't a great look for Houseman.
Liam had 2 really good races, won them in the United States and Singapore. It's just tipped off ever since, and it's disappointing. It is, because we love Liam Houseman and we want to see him up near the top of a Formula Virtual Racing grid. But up near the top of this Formula Virtual Racing grid, Sam Crumpton is still looking to get past Tyler Pistilli. Luke Davies is gaining to try and get within the DRS of Lewis McWilliam. That'll be a huge helping hand from him. And Borbune has been overtaken out of the pit lane. Now Liam Houseman is trying to get back. He's got past Borbune. Avesta just giving him the slipstream. That's actually Harley Fox, who's retired. If this brought out a safety car, this would make proceedings very interesting. And it has brought out the safety car. Borbune will be kicking himself. Dara Smith past the pit lane, and Tyler Pistilli is driving it at the speed of light, as is Sam Crumpton. They're all boxing for softs, apart from McWilliam and Davies, who stay out. But Sam Crumpton and Tyler Pistilli drove straight into pit. That's a peculiar one, because I'm not even sure softs could go to the end of this race.
I think it's a gamble, because judging by the couple of laps that they will split behind the safety car, it'll probably bring the softs into play somewhat. However,
and I gotta say, the favourite for this race now surely has to be Lewis McWilliam. He's on much fresher tyres than Dara Smith.
Yeah, hold on, let me see the difference. Yeah, 4 laps. William now, it's there for taking.
He just can't mess it up.
Yeah. Plus, Pistilli will bomb through the field here. However, how much time these guys may end up losing to Pistilli if he does bomb through the field? Crumpton, how have you done that?
Oh, Sam Crumpton's picked up a 3-second time penalty.
Well, that could be removed, just because it's technically not
technically in the safety car, yeah, but he picks up one more warning, it can't. And he also boxed for mediums. That's a really odd decision. He's given up some good track position there to box for a fresher variant of his own time.
I genuinely think he hasn't. Only thing that would have changed, well, I suppose it would have been, actually no, it would have been second. However, I think he's looking
still, it is Austria. He could work that back up fairly easily.
Yeah. I think he's maybe hoping to pass, and probably where he passes Tyler will depend on how much the entire fall off. However, he'd probably be able to pass Luke, who seems to be quick enough, but just not quick to in terms of winning today, just for today.
Yeah, Luke doesn't seem to have race winning pace, but that doesn't mean anything in Formula Virtual Racing.
Yeah.
In terms of your drivers' standings, it is of course Luke Davies who still leads. The top 3 in this one are the top 3 in the standings, just in a shuffled up order. If you swapped, well, they're all actually not in the correct position.
So it was at the back of the lap for Glennon. And I think Glennon has been trying to get Smith to let him.
Well, Smith, of course, should technically go off the circuit and let Glennon do it, but I don't think Dara Smith knows that rule. It is, of course, only voluntary. You do not have to do it. But it's
However,
just it's
time
kind
to
of like a
sport.
gentleman's rule, isn't it? It's just kind of a nice thing to do. No, Lennon definitely isn't going to be let through here. But that's the last thing
Maybe-
Lewis wants to do, is hit the back of the lap car.
hold on. Would we be able to message the... this one's like a message dagger here.
Well, I'm not going to interfere with it. You can do you if you want, Brendan, but
I'm just gonna see if I can help.
this lap car could have big implications on this restart as well if it's not out of the way. Obviously, we're not doing this to benefit the Red Bull, just in case you do think I am Michael Massey. Just would like to clarify, we're doing this for the benefit of the Scuderia Ferrari. As, yeah, if it was a McLaren and an Aston Martin, then maybe we would be doing a Massey remake, but we're not. Simply, if you don't know what we're trying to do, we're trying to get Glennon unlapped. It's very difficult to do on this game. The only way to do it is if Dara Smith pulls off the circuit, lets Glennon through. Glennon can sneak past them and not get an illegal overtake the safety car, unlap herself, bish bash bosh. But at this point, it may already be too late because the safety car may come into the pits of this lap. It is, so it's already too late for Glennon. Going to be a lap down, unfortunately, because Smith is going to attempt his restart. Now, all could go wrong here, although technically Glennon should pull out of the way and obey blue flags, although there is no blue flags yet because we are yet to go under green flag action, and there is no blue flags under yellow flags. The joys of Formula 1 racing and rules. But we're getting ready to go. And we're already we go racing once again here in Austria. Dara Smith has got a really good restart, and Lewis McWilliam is going to get past the lap traffic. Glennon pulled into the pit lane, clever thinking from the Scuderia Ferrari, and retires from the race. And there's another lapped car pulling out of the way. That's Yafin Penguru who's pulling out of the way to let everybody through in towards turn number 1. Jake Marsh attacking Borbune has actually got the job done on Borbune, I think there. Pastilli trying to attack Luke Davies on those fresher soft compound tyres. Those tyres are going to be really good for a few laps, but they may die off towards the end of the race. Lewis McWilliam was not able to keep with Dara Smith. Here comes Pastilli attacking the championship leader. He pulls alongside Luke Davies and is up and past here, heading in towards the slush goal, or is he? Davies using his ERS, diving in towards turn number 4. Pastilli hits his apex nicely, is going to get the exit, and that is Tyler Pastilli up and through in towards 3rd position. Good result there for the Alpha Tauri. He gets the job done. Borbune still attacking Jake Marsh. This is for 6th position. Borbune has put himself in another nice position in this race. He's very good at doing that, isn't he? But he is trying his absolute best to get past Jake Marsh. Whether the pace is there or not, that's yet to be decided. Avesta Bardi as well, trying to get past good friend Liam Houseman. Not going to work out. Dara Smith sets the fastest lap. It's instantly beaten by Lewis McWilliam, who sets a 1:06 flat. Not quite quicker than the lap record of a 1:05.6. That is by Carlos Sainz in his McLaren here in 2020. But obviously we've gone quicker than that in Formula Virtual Racing history. Obviously in the quicker cars. Braking for turn number 3 of Remus. Lewis McWilliam still looking to try and get past Dara Smith. That is Borbune past Jake Marsh here, side by side on the exit of Remus. No, Marsh's got a much better exit. He's already used a lot of his battery here, so could be under threat from Borbune in the later stages when Bor does have a lot more of his battery. But Dara Smith still leads the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, looking okay for Dara Smith for the moment, but anything could happen here.
Lewis is definitely utilising his better tyres and potential pace advantage.
But that's going to slowly evaporate over the course of this race, because 2 lappy 6 lap mediums is a big difference. So what happens when it comes to, well, I don't know, 15 versus 11? Is it that different?
Well, the Scotsman is going to try and get this move done as quick as possible. He has the DRS to his advantage now. This is the first zone where he could use it. He's almost hit the back of the Haas. there. Who's going to get the better exit? Dara Smith definitely gets the better exit than the Scotsman, but Lewis is going to utilise all the straight line speed. This could be a crucial overtake in terms of the Drivers' Championship. It's not going to happen now. Lewis is going to sit behind, heading in towards the slosh goal. Tyler Pistilli's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Sam Crumpton trying to work it the long way around the outside of Luke Davies. Avesta and Liam Houseman side by side here. The Mercedes looking to try and get past Liam Houseman around the outside. That's a great move from Avesta Gobadi. He's got the job done on the Dutchman. Jake Scarborough as well on these softs, trying to maximise his pace and get past Gobadi and Houseman. 0.2 of a second separate 1 and 2 here in this Austrian Grand Prix. Heading on to the 29th lap. This could be the one where chaos starts to kick off. Right into the slipstream goes Lewis McWilliam, braking for turn number 1. Dara Smith just trying to back him up and just trying to get the best exit possible. Pistilli still involved in this one. The Red Bull hungry behind the Haas, pulls alongside to the left hand side, and Lewis McWilliam's going to lead the Austrian Grand Prix. When it looked like he'd lost it all, he leads once again here in the Red Bull ring. Recoveries is an art for Lewis McWilliam around this Austrian Grand Prix circuit. Sam Crumpton's got the job done on the championship leader, Luke Davies, but Sam does have a penalty, so Luke can keep behind there. Tyler Pistilli looking to attack Smith. Oh, big send from Pistilli up the inside of turn number 4. Not going to work out there. There's someone actually gone really wide in the background. I think it could have been Sam Crumpton, but Dara Smith going to hold on. This is the last thing Smith needs, because he wants to try stick in that DRS to Lewis McWilliam. It's already gone. Needs a real good last sector here, does Dara Smith, if he wants to keep within that DRS window of Lewis McWilliam. Pistilli on the back of Smith is really not working out well. These two have made contact, of course, already this season. That was in the Portuguese Grand Prix, where Dara Smith ended up taking his first Formula Virtual Racing win. Pistilli lost out narrowly. Avesta Gobadi picks up a 3-second time penalty. Dara Smith has got back into that DRS window, so he will get it going up the hill. Red lights flashing on the back of both of these cars. We still have 6 racing laps remaining, or is it 7? It's a number. But
I think it'll be 6 by the time we get to the end of this.
It's not 1 or 2. So there's still plenty that could happen. Those tyres on Tyler Pistilli's car will start to fall off fairly soon. That's my big worry for him, as this is Tim Denhire and Jake Marsh. Tim Denhire's had a really impressive afternoon here. He's going to try and increase his, I suppose you could say, brownie points as he gets the job done on Jake Marsh. Is Borbune able to attack Jonathan Jurgensmeyer? Borbune has improved in leaps and bounds this season, and he is improving again by attacking Jurgensmeyer for P number 6. Luke just running, the championship leader, just running in a steady P5. He's going to get a podium here after the penalty count, and of course if Pistilli does get penalties for crossing the white line, that will just increase his chances. That's Jake Marsh actually, who's gone round in the middle sector, as has Jake Scarborough. It's not a good lap for the Jakes of this world, and Jake Marsh has another wiggle. That's going to be any chance of Ferrari points absolutely gone this evening. Andrew Davis picks up a 3-second time penalty. Has Lewis McWilliam just got that DRS gap out enough? No. Dara Smith still receives the drag reduction system option, and he will get an extra straight line speed advantage heading in towards Remus and in towards the Schloss Gold. Pistilli still looking to pounce on the back of the Haas here in Austria, but he's not going to be able to do it now. Liam Houseman has got back up into the point, as though there's still a real dogfight here. Gobadi's going to potentially go for Denhire and Borbune, braking for turn number 4. He's got Borbune anyways, wasn't able to get up alongside Tim Denhire. He's certainly got Borbune. Bor now falling to 9th position. He was battling for 6th. He's fallen to 9th. The two Mercedes are working really well together here at a track where they're not usually that great. A lot of their bad retirements and their bad races during their dominant turbo hybrid era came around Austria, but they're having a good performance here in Formula Virtual Racing in 6th and 8th as of now, but of course that will change due to penalty counts.
Yeah, we'll have to consider all that. And Avesta, who we considered to be looking for a championship for a lot of this, ever since we started this game cycle, it just hasn't really worked out for him for one reason or the other. And for Avesta, he's trying to do something about it, and he's up to 7th, and he could be getting 6th here in the moment.
He could be. He's got past Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Oh, almost contact between the two Mercedes. That allows Tim Denhire to sneak through. Oh no! Oh, Tim's got a wobbly on the exit. He's got a huge tank slapper, and it's just punted Jurgensmeyer into the wall. It won't be the same joyous podium for Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He won't even get points. He's been hit into the wall. That's so unlucky. That's so unlucky for the American. That's just bad luck, and I'm not really sure if you can blame Tim too much. he will definitely report it because Tim just got a huge tank slapper and just sent the Mercedes into the wall.
Well, yeah, I think it's definitely feel Tim has put him out of a good result. However, all that Marsh off as well again.
Sam Crumpton attacking Tyler Pastilli. Khalil saying in the comments, is it just me or has Dara spelled his name wrong? Yep, yes he has. His name is wrong in his game attack. As you try commentating that 3 times a week and not pick up on it, it's very, very difficult because I don't know how you can spell your name wrong, but Dara has managed to do so. And speaking of Dara, he may manage to lose second position here. Is Pastilli, is he going to look it up the inside? No, he's not. Tyler's tyres are going to be really struggling as he runs wide, heading through the Schloss goal. I'll have a slice of that, says Sam Crumpton. He's up and through and towards third position. Good move from the Brit.
Yep, good move from Sam Crumpton, who may feel that the way this could have went is it could have been him in P1 there, had things just maybe worked out slightly differently, but now he's probably going to have to settle for what might be a P3 if he gets that penalty removed. Obviously, he picked up the third warning on the 6 guys, so whether he got any more after that, I'll have to check. So,
oh, Bourbune's disconnected. Oh, this is a horrible result for McLaren. Borbune is disconnected from the session. He's going to fall very quickly and may lose points to Andrew Davis here. That would be oh so unfortunate because Bohr has been one of the stars potentially of this evening's proceedings. Sam Crumpton still looking to attack Dara Smith. This is all looking very comfortable for Lewis McWilliam up the front. He's looking to take his second win in a row. Here comes Crumpton, going to attack the outside on Dara Smith. The Haas holds his line, late breaking into the Schloss goal. The Alfa Romeo, is he up and through? Bit of a wheel bang between the two. He's forced Smith onto the curb, but Sam Crumpton is up and past, and Pastilli's round.
oh,
Pastilli round, and that's any chance of a good result today gone for the Canadian.
why has he just stopped? Ah, okay.
He's not stopped because he couldn't accelerate. He was in a very dangerous position and he's rage quit. So that's Tyler Pastilli's chances gone today. That promotes Davies up to 4th. That puts Gobadi into 5th. Houseman 6th and higher 7th. Davies 8th, apologies. And Anderson 9th. And Adrian Taisha back up to 10th. So Adrian looking to take some more points. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Still a lot to play for as Luke Davies could potentially look to take another spot on track. These, of course, 1st and 2nd in the championship as Bourbune's got back. Bohr might be lucky here. He may still take a singular point because he is within a DRS gap of Adrian Taisha. A lot of bad luck in this Austrian Grand Prix. A lot of it. Dara Smith's goal is to just stay in front of Luke Davies, because if he does, he'll outscore the championship leader and he'll gain back a few points in this championship. It'll only be 2, but 2 is better than nothing. Lewis, though, what a phenomenal performance from him. He's going to pick up all 21 points as he does. No, he's not. He's going to get pick up 20 because Jake Marsh just steals the fastest lap. Lewis is going to be raging. As so will Dara Smith, because he's just picked up a 3-second time penalty that will demote him off the podium to his championship rival, Fluke Davies.
Did you say what I think he said?
I did, yes, I did. As Bourbune's AI pitted. That's shockingly bad luck for the other McLaren. Borbune is up to 14th position. The final lap of the race, though, it's gonna be a very comfortable victory in the end for Lewis McWilliam if he doesn't bottle it now, which I presume he's not going to. The double champion has proved why he is a double champion and why he is still a threat in this World Championship. Sam Crumpton and Dara Smith, though. Dara Smith, maybe. He's been on the podium all race. I don't think he's been off it at one point. The only time he will be off it is when he crosses that start-finish line. And unless he can get that removed, he's going to lose more points to the championship leader in a race he's been significantly better than him in. Jake Marsh extends or decreases the fastest lap time, if you like to say, but rounding the final corner to finish the 100th Formula Virtual Racing win, Lewis McWilliam is going to take his 2nd consecutive victory this season, and he wins the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring. An impressive drive for Lewis. Luke Davies comes home 2nd. It's a Lewis-Luke 1-2 for the 2nd consecutive race. Sam Crumpton comes across the line 3rd, Dara Smith in 4th, Liam Houseman comes across the line in 7th, and that's a great result for Timden Hire, who comes home in 5th. Vigo getting past Andrew Davis, I think, in a photo finish there, but of course he didn't have the penalty. So he gets in front of Liam. Andrew Davis then in 8th, Avestigobadi 9th, and Adrian Taisha will come home in 10th position to take another singular point for Red Bull. So that's a good afternoon then for Red Bull, as that's crucial. That could be a crucial point in the Constructors' Championship, as Borbune does take the fastest lap. Jake wouldn't have got it anyways, because he's retired 2 corners from the finish. And wasn't that a very interesting Austrian Grand Prix? Here's your podium. Lewis McWilliams stands tall at the top once again in Formula Virtual Racing.
Lewis Williams stands tall whether he's on the top or not.
Yeah, true. Lewis is like 6'7", just for those who didn't know.
So, Lewis, he's closed up a bit now, I believe, and especially if Crumpton does get his penalty removed.
Dara Smith is getting a warning removed, seemingly.
Yeah. Wait, what's this, Dara Smith?
Seemingly he's getting a warning removed. He said to me, anyways, his exact words, "You better give me this interview, I'm getting a warning removed." We can't give you the interview because it's a podium interview, and technically he's not on the podium. But
no, so it's all provisional.
Yeah, it's all provisional, but he is going to try and get a warning removed, which would see him outscore Luke. Very interesting. I've said that word a lot this evening. Interesting. But that is exactly what it is. It is very, very interesting. Lewis McWilliams wins the Austrian Grand Prix with a race finishing time of 43 minutes and 59 seconds. Luke Davies in 2nd. I don't think we've spoken about it. What an unbelievable comeback that is from Lewis. He was dead and buried in this one. But Luke Davies finishes in 2nd, followed by Sam Crumpton in 3rd, Dara Smith in 4th, Timden Hire in 5th position, followed by Vigo in 6th, it's then Liam Houseman in 7th, Andrew Davis in 8th, Avestigobadi in 9th, and Adrian Taisha in 10th position. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in 11th, Jake Scarborough in 12th, Borbune 13th, but he will pick up a fastest lap point, Tyler Bastilli in 14th, followed by Jake Marsh, Yathan Penguhu, Glenn and Harley Fox, Ryan McNally, and Abid McCook. And that is your results for the 100th Formula Virtual Race. We are going to hear from our race winner in 2nd place now. We're going to bring them in. Lewis and Luke, can you hear us?
Hello.
Well, I think we're going to start with our race winner first. Lewis, what an incredible drive to come back. Just talk us through that one, because it was a horrific opening couple of laps, but you brought that one back nicely. Hello, Lewis, are you there? Lewis, you're on mute, just in case. Yeah, didn't realise. Right, Luke, we're going to go to you. Lewis, I don't know if you can hear us, but Luke, we'll come to you. We'll start with you first. Provisionally, you've extended your championship lead. Are you happy with that result?
Well, yeah, to be honest, I mean, I was in the middle of the race and I was thinking, if I could get 4th, that would be decent. And then the 3-second penalty started to creep in at the end there. So obviously Tyler got one, and so did Sam Crumpton. And then, yeah, I was thinking, okay, let's secure this podium. And I think Dara got on the penultimate lap. So, to extend my championship lead, that's definitely something I was kind of hoping to do if I could. And, I think I have 5 podiums in a row now. So it's my longest streak in FVR ever. So, it's one of those things. Lucky results don't come around that often.
Say that again with a straight face. But, well, it was an interesting race, Luke. How did you find it from your perspective? There's a lot of messiness, if that's a word. There was a few interesting battles here or there. How did you find it from your perspective? Was it just about driving the car home, or were you in dogfights for most of the race?
Well, I had a battle, I think, with Lewis on lap 2 or 3 or something. It was very hectic up the front, and I think he spun or something. And then I was stuck behind Jonathan Jurgensmeyer for a while, but eventually got past him. It was kind of a bit of a lonely race up until that last proper 10-lap stint. Really was pushing on those mediums, and I actually got 2 warnings, so I nearly messed it up there. But apparently people are talking. Lewis might have reset the track. I was within 5 seconds, but
Lewis won't be
he
getting
was.
the penalty
won't
for
be a
that.
penalty.
He was beached in the
Okay.
curb. He won't be getting the penalty for that.
I was just wondering that because we'll look at the rule book, but yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Just
It
a
doesn't really
reminder,
matter.
I own the league. He won't be getting a penalty.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah. So okay, P2, brilliant result, and extend my championship lead. That's all I can really ask for.
Next week we head to Monza sprint race as well. You took pole there last year. How'd you find it?
I mean, I'm feeling good on that. Obviously, I have a bit of unfinished business there. I feel like because I got tapped round in the sprint on the first turn. So don't know if I can take pole again because some pretty fast guys here this season, especially. Probably the most competitive grid overall the FVR has had. But yeah, hoping to get a good result there.
Well, look, thank you very much for joining us. Lewis, I don't know if you can hear us. Is everything fixed?
I think it's the same as last week, to be honest.
Yeah.
My AirPods aren't working, but is this all right? Because this is just me speaking into my phone.
Yeah, that's fine, Lewis. We can hear you perfectly.
Lovely.
Well, that was an interesting race, wasn't it? It was a shambolic couple of laps, first couple of laps for yourself, but you brought it back very, very nicely. Talk us through that one.
Well, to start with, I got Derek off the line. That was all good. Going to turn 3, he pushed me off, and I stayed ahead, which I didn't think was unfair, but the game seemed to think it was unfair. So while he was dropping back, I ended up getting a legal overtake on him, so I had to drop back to like P6 to let him pass. I didn't want to risk having the 5 seconds during the pit stops and that being a problem. So I gave that one back, and in the process of doing that, I got mucked up with a bunch of nonsense with a bunch of people and ended up about P16, which was not ideal. But from there, just tried to go for the medium, and won, really. Like, it just all worked for me because the every point in the race from that point onward, I had a tyre advantage on the people I was battling.
Well, that gives you a nice couple of points in your championship comeback. Is it definitely on now? Can you definitely still win this one?
I mean, yeah, definitely, because, I mean, I'm certainly not going to be winning every race. I'm certainly not going to be in the podium every race, but neither are Derek or Luke, so you've just got to make sure you're ahead of them, even the small points matter. Even if you're P8 and one of them's P10, it's still going to matter a lot. It's not always going to be about winning the races. It's just going to be about outscoring them.
Brendan, any questions from yourself?
Well, I suppose, what were you thinking when you're down pretty much at the back of the field? And did you think you had any chance of getting back through, or were you feeling like, all right, I can get back here, it's not over?
No, I thought they were gone, to be honest. I was absolutely fuming, as you can expect. Like, you know how I am. I was completely just unhappy. But, I mean, when the first safety car came out, I knew I could go on to the medium, maybe bring a bit more onto it. Maybe by that point I was thinking, like, I can get to the top 5, I can bring it up to get some points, try to minimise the damage a bit. But then after that, I think Derek pit really early onto the mediums, which I didn't really understand because it left him with no tyres at the end, even with the safety car to help him bring them there. But yeah, by that point it was just, I just tried to go as long on the first stint as possible and then have as much advantage in the second one, which worked a lot. And especially when Hemi also went for softs, I didn't quite understand that either because I never thought they were going to make it.
Well, Lewis, we're going to let you go and celebrate that one. Congratulations once again on another victory and impressive performance, as if I do say so myself. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all we do have time for here in the Red Bull Ring. We do hope you enjoyed the action. It was, I don't want to say the word interesting again, it was a exciting qualifying for about 3 minutes, and it was a very exciting race throughout the whole course of it. From myself and Brendan, though, make sure to join us next week where we head to the Autodromo di Nazionale Monza for what should be another historic race. Stay safe, stay well, and we shall see you next time.
Bridge. He's definitely gonna get him down here though if he can just hold it around the outside, can Legend Rosenberg. He swapped him in, he swapped him out down the inside. Oh, it's 3 wide, Jack's got the bolt! Oh, he's hit him! Legend, he's done! Tyler's gonna keep it. The man from Hull is going to win the British Grand Prix. Tyler's taking it. 5-second penalty, I believe. I don't know. Aaron's got with the switchback down the inside. Oh, very late switchback, but Aaron has just and the FVR Season 3 World Drivers' Champion, it is Jack Redmond, ladies and gentlemen.
Have to just remember these two started on the last row of the grid. Rounding the final corner, 16W has got past Gobadi. He's side by side. Aaron McFall is going to win in Australia from last on the grid. Does he take it? No, he doesn't.
Baby Mac is currently on the lap of the intermediate. Now he's into the wall. Oh my, that's a... Oh my god.
Jake Marsh is in race winning position. That's surely it. Oh no, Jake's crashed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
He gets it through Florida car. Aaron McFall is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix.
For 20, it's been 28 of the finest laps from the Dutchman, and all the heartbreak, it'll be swiped out the window as Liam Houseman wins the Formula Virtual Lakes in
time. Nicholas Graysburg would take the win on the circuit, but he's not going to take the win. On the timing sheets, the Graysburg wins. Dimitri wins. Darth FIFA wins in Britain.
PNP Mac P2.
PNP Mac P2. Follow. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's a Williams. It's Aaron. Oh my word! I've never seen this before.